Hi guys, today's video we're going to look at some live predictions. So do these one by one. I predicted that stocks would fall. Let's just move some of these. So let's look at the predictions. I predicted first that stocks would fall. Since January, they haven't really done, they've been on a bit of a roller coaster ride. They're up about 2% on the year, but most of that's come from, I guess, the news of the interest rates not going up as much. If you have a look here since November, I mean, this would be a fall of somewhere like, I don't know, nearly 8% on the year. But actually, they've gone on a rocket since the news that interest rates aren't going to rise as much and might decline next year. And that's seen a massive rally in Q4. Otherwise, a drop from 770 to about 7,300. But overall up 2%. So that was incorrect. I also thought cryptos would fall, and they've gone up quite a bit, quite massively. So if we look at Ethereum, it's gone from 1,000 up to 1,800, up 83% on the year. And equally, Bitcoin, although there was a dip, it has rallied significantly. And it did go down, to be fair, for most of the year. Actually, this is a 6-month chart. Anyway, in the 6 months, it went down to 20,000, so down about 20%. Sorry, yeah, about 18%, something like that. But overall on the year, up 39% for Bitcoin on 6 months, sorry, on the 6-month chart. I think it's up more like over 100%, I think, in the year. But anyway, I was wrong on that. I don't speak much on cryptocurrencies, so I don't feel so bad about that. Housing markets, I did predict for them to fall, and actually housing has gone down. People that are selling houses, it's, you know, if you look at year on year, especially if adjusted for inflation, house prices are down. What about when I predicted, let's put some of the predictions on the left here. Less discretionary income due to mortgage prices going up and bills going up, and that actually has increased the cost of living crisis. There's been a big increase in that. And then what about B2C companies? With the share of wallet, with discretionary spending down because of the cost of living crisis, has caused a mass layoff at tech firms and a massive increase in a rise in insolvencies of businesses, companies going bust. Angel investments, I predicted those to go down. And yes, we've seen valuations decrease, and some companies have gone bust in the angel space, probably because of that squeeze in valuations and also less people investing. I also made videos about KateBox going up, and actually the results have been impressive. Certainly for KateBox. KateBox has gone up 45%. However, Tortilla, I thought would do well, and it's actually down 42% on the year. The valuation is now less than 20 million, which is just mad, really, for a growing company to be worth less than 20 million. Remember, they have approaching 100 stores, each making about 1 million a year. So to have a market cap of 20 million is, I think, unbelievably low. So I think that's probably a candidate for a rebound at some point. This is the all-time chart for Tortilla. It flowed at about 200. It's now 50p. So it was once valued around 80 million. It's now 19 million, which is just so low. I might do more videos on that. Shorting house builders I talked about, they've gone up in Q4. I don't know if I've got any charts here, but anyway, they have actually gone up in Q4. The housing market, I predicted a decline, and it has declined. Bank shares, I thought, would do well out of this crisis. They've actually declined after Nigel Farage, a conservative right winger, called NatWest selective over banning him banking with them, or you bank in the UK, and UK banks have declined since then, and firms have raised less. So I was right on some things. If we put on the things I was right on in bold, you can see that I've been right about half of the time, which I'm more or less happy with. So that's a summary, if you like, of my predictions. I was quite wrong on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and that's something that I have some exposure to with backing a company called Wirex, but I don't actually own any crypto, so that's something maybe for the future I could consider. Um, Let me know what you think about some of these predictions. Personally, I do think that like house builders will decline again. I'm going to make some 2024 predictions. I haven't made any yet, but I will make some in an upcoming video. I thought I would do this because I mentioned I would do it. Stop sharing my I'm not even sharing my screen. Wow, I need to do this again. Wow, 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 wow. Let's try that again. So first, one of the predictions was about the stock markets, and stock markets have actually gone up, even though I thought they would go down. If we look at the FTSE 100, which has disappeared, which is fucking helpful. Where are you? If we look at the FTSE 100, it has seesawed, and actually, if we look at it from the start of the year up until November, it actually did go down around 5-6%. But since the Bank of England have talked about interest rates, stabilizing, maybe going down in 2024, there's been a big rush at the end of the year, and we're actually up 2%. Although some smaller stocks have declined greatly. I predicted that cryptos might fall. Actually, they've zoomed up. If we look at cryptos for a second, Ethereum's up nearly 85% on the year. It is enormous how much Ethereum has gone up. Price of housing has gone down as predicted, and also I predicted that there'd be less discretionary income, because I predicted on this channel publicly that interest rates would zoom up a day after my prediction, and that they did actually, and they've zoomed up, I don't know, 13, 14, 15 times since then, and that's caused a squeeze and a housing cost of living crisis, which has caused actually something else which I predicted, that B2C companies would force downward pressure. That's caused a lot of layoffs and a massive rise in business insolvencies, which is the largest business insolvency since 2008, which is crazy. And also in the angel space, falling valuations. I made some videos about these predictions. K-Bucks, has gone up 45%, including the dividend over 50% this year. Tortilla's down 42%, so I was wrong on Tortilla. You can see here K-Bucks zooming up in a year, from 120 to 168. Had been as high as 180, which would have been a gain of over 50%. But with the dividend's pretty good. Tortilla is down a lot. I mean, it's only valued at 19 million. When you compare them to their biggest competitor, which is Chipotle, I think Chipotle is valued at well over $1 billion. So, Tortilla have about 100 stores, something like that, 90, I think. It's incredibly cheap. Yeah, so that's interesting. Shorting house builders, they've gone up in Q4 as well, due to the interest rate news. The housing market has declined. I've put the ones in bold where I was correct, and firms have raised less and have problems. So I think I've been more or less correct. I've had some things that have gone incorrect. However, in my 2024 predictions, I'm going to keep bullish on Tortilla. I think house builders are still going to suffer in 2024 and 2025. And I think banks actually might rebound. So we'll see. Maybe if we look at these on the 2-year or the 3-year, I wonder if these predictions will come true later on, rather than looking at it as a time frame of 6 months or a year. Maybe over 2 or 3 years, we'll see what happens. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Check out my other videos, and I hope to see you guys in an upcoming video. Remember, knowledge is power, especially the right kind of knowledge, and progress is everything. If you like this video, check out my other videos that are popping up. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next upcoming video. Take care. Cheers.